And we're back. And you know what else is almost back?
Yeah.
Hornets basketball, baby.
Basketball. We are less than a month. It seemed like the season just ended.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We are 1 month away, less than 1 month away from the return of our beloved.
Yeah.
Lovable losers, as Rodney would say.
All 150 of our diehard fans can't wait.
So, you guys have any expectations for the season?
Let me. I look. It's funny because I actually was really looking forward to talking about this today, and there's like probably 200 people like, man, why y'all talking about Hornets, man? Anyway, we're gonna do this today, man. I have to go back to what Mitch Kupchak has been preaching lately, and I have to say, man, I'm really loving where he's going and where he's trying to take this team at. Nobody else is going to see this, man. You get what I'm saying?
The plan is becoming clear.
The plan is becoming a lot more clear, man. And I hate to say this, man. I sound like a really bad fan when I say this, man. But it's like a waiting game at this point. And what I mean by that, we're all waiting on these contracts to go. It's the truth. And I say that my statement is centered around the young guys. Mm-hmm. That's my expectation. My expectation is to see what these young guys can do because we're not going to win a lot of games. Well, let me say this. We're not projected to win a lot of games. So it's all about seeing what JB does with these young guys. He's preaching that if you play defense, you're going to play for me. We'll see how that works out. Who's going to be the odd man out? We have 37 forwards on the team. Somebody's not going to play a whole lot. Who's it going to be? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think if there was one player I would put a big old star beside, it would be Malik Monk because it's kind of, I don't want to say put up a do or die year, but it's getting pretty damn close.
He's got so much potential.
He's still got that potential.
Yeah.
You still want to believe in the guy, but he's got to show some marked improvement this year, man. So that's what I'm
personally. I don't have no expectations. I don't have any expectations, and I don't say that to be a detriment to the team or a detriment as a Hornets fan.
It's almost a good thing.
It's a good thing.
It's almost a good thing.
And the thing is, the reason why I have no expectations because this offseason has gone exactly the way I wanted it to go. When Kimber left in free agency, my mindset switched directly to the youth movement.
It took me longer than you because of my fandom. I'll be honest. Because of my hardcore Kemba Walker fandom, I'm there now.
Yeah.
But it took me a while, man.
I wanted to see a youth movement. I did not want them to bring in a bad contract, a big contract. I didn't want them to bring in a name with star power.
Terry Rozier.
Well,
we'll talk about that.
Here's the deal. I don't even consider the Rozier. I don't consider that like a splash. I don't consider it a bad contract. I'm an ACC guy, so I've been watching Rozier for about 4 or 5 years now. Yeah. I know what he can do. So I didn't consider that a bad move. But in the months since the signing trade with Walker and Rozier, looking at some of the people that they've brought in, I have to go Google who the hell these people are. But that's a good thing because it lets me know they're bringing in young players that they can develop for the next 2 to 3 years, like Jamal said. Because after this season, Marvin's contract falls off, and there's one. Is it Cody? I think Marvin and Cody falls off this year.
MKG. Those guys fall off.
And then 2 years from now, Nick Batum's contract fall off.
He's going to be going by the deadline whenever his last year is.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive of that.
So everything that they're doing right now, in my opinion, is lining up to youth movement and waiting on these bad contracts to fall off. And I am completely fine with that.
At the beginning of last season, when the new coaching staff was installed, one of the things that Borrego said that, and Mitch said this too, they wanted to focus on player development.
Right.
And no one either cared or I don't know, but it's clear that's what they're doing now.
It's clear.
So everyone's like, "What's the plan, Mitch? What are you doing?" And this is the plan.
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but it needs to be said again, man. Mitch Kupchak himself said sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I am so glad we didn't get Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
Because that would have wrecked a lot of these. Because y'all know, like I do, we would have to give up a piece we didn't want to give up. Probably Miles Bridges.
Yep.
God, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Same here. There's a lot of talk about what position Miles Bridges is going to play. Fans, get off that. It doesn't matter. It's the NBA now.
It's NBA now.
Miles Bridges was our best rim protector. He can play the 4 and he can play the 3. Hell, he could probably play the 5 if he really wanted to. He's athletic enough. Stop worrying about that.
There's a wild card in this. The wild card is Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, because with the drafting of P.J. Washington, it's like, okay, who's going to play, who's not. Now, my thinking is P.J. is going to spend a lot of time in the G League because they actually said that. But I say MKG is the wild card because there was a point in time, and I don't know why Borrego went away from this. I to this day, I don't know why. But there was a point in time where he played Miles Bridges and MKG a lot together, and they caused hell defensively. And if Borrego is going to be preaching defense this year, that needs to happen again. I don't know what their plans are for if MKG is going to be the odd man out, if they're just like, hey, thank you for your services, but you got to go. I don't know. So that's something else I'm just kind of looking forward to, man.
Recently, Coach Borrego made comments essentially saying that he felt he made a mistake by trying to make the Hornet system too much like the Spurs.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that statement?
Well, the response from the fan base was that basically saying, translation, the Hornets team sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't receive it like that. When you leave,
look, man, the Hornets fans translation is always going to be the Hornets suck until we
start winning.
Exactly.
Until we get a 37-year-old Steph Curry.
Yeah, right.
Got it. But I didn't really take it as that. What I took it as, he left an organization and he has a vision for what he wants the new organization to be, but he can't do what he wants until he gets the pieces that he wants. So you can have the best team, whatever, but if it doesn't gel with what it is that you want to do, they're gonna fall apart as well. So big ups to him for acknowledging that, but I didn't really take it strictly, you guys suck.
I just took it as a first year head coach that admitted he made a mistake. Big deal.
Yeah.
I think maybe not because I made a similar comment in the Hornets Facebook group, and I was being a little facetious, but I do think that he was saying that, hey, I don't have the talent that I need. He's not saying that the people aren't talented, just the talent I need to run a system like the Spurs. And I tried to run that system that we were running in San Antonio, and it just wasn't going to work with the talent that we have.
But you know what you know what this goes back to? This goes back to Mitch Kupchak basically trying to get rid of Rich Cho's mess and couldn't do it. Not any fault of Mitch Kupchak's own. Right. He just couldn't get rid of these guys. It just wasn't possible. So that's why it's even more of a waiting game. You get what I'm saying? These players have already deemed themselves pretty much untradeable.
Yeah.
So going back to this waiting game again, man.